Hey, welcome to this computer system. Oh, let's do a Control T, that's better. This is an XFC that I've just built a few minutes ago. That's just fun, right? You can change things and rebuild things, and it's all explained on ArcoLinux B. On the B, you go for the building. You can build it, I can build it, everyone can build it. So basically, what I've done is build your own ISO. I followed this tutorial and we have a new version, tried out of course a new calamares in the process. So we can give feedback to the developers. Now this video is about articles. Ooh, I did close it again, that's not smart. So I want to go to ArcoLinuxD.com. So the B stands for building, the D stands for decide your desktop, right? And there are still a few videos I should make, updates I should make about installation of Ukui and Xmonad. The rest already has what I believe is to be a great template to show you guys if you want to install a desktop. And then there are 4 options. You can use ArcoLinuxD and use calamares to install everything. Or use ArcoLinuxD and not use calamares, no clicks in there. But run scripts or type it, right? Sudo pacman -s xfc4 xfc4 goodies, you've got a desktop. Option 3 is the B. You download the B or you build the B. The point is, of course, or the target audience is that you build it. So you have Steam on there, so you have Sauerbraten on there, so you have Xenotic on there, GitHub on there. Any application you like and love is going to be on your personal ISO if you build it. And last but not least, let's have a look. Ctrl-Alt-E is still our tweak tool. The one that I need to update, so you choose any of these 20 and a click away and it's there. The one I need to update is Ukui, I think. So this template of 4 buttons, I would like to have that too here. And I'm just gonna go to the other computer and let's make a video, right? Let's go from scratch. This is a new installed system. It's always interesting to see how you do things from scratch. Let's pause here for a moment. All right, the article has been changed. We do a refresh and we see here we have the options, right? So it's a great way of having this liberty to start with an ArcoLinuxD ISO, a very minimal one. Use whatever is in calamares or not and skip everything when it asks to install stuff and say I'll install later on with my own scripts, right? We have our scripts that we give you to you guys, but it's up to you to decide to change them. Well, the point is to change them, right? Everybody has their own opinion about a browser or an editor, etc, etc. So this is a new installed system. Basically, when I do Super F7, this is the first time I've ever done that, right? And I can't add the templates. Normally I have a template ready for my system. So it really is from scratch. So I did not run Arco Get Started or the ArcoLinux Nemesis, my own personal things, to theme and tweak and change. Even this distribution, right? That comes out of the box. We all change our operating system, wallpapers, icons, themes, it's all good, it's fine, no problem, right? We make it our own. So I'm gonna make a new one from scratch. I'm gonna call it template because I want to copy paste it all the time. And I have 16 gigabytes, as you can see, right? So 8 is more than enough, 50/50 is somewhere there. Doesn't need to be exact if you want to go exact, right? 8000, right? Next, and then create a virtual hard disk now. VirtualBox disk image dynamically allocated. Next, how big do you want it to be? 32 gigabytes is more than enough, right? 20 might be good as well, but don't go under 10, really don't, right? So let's create a hard disk, and it's still not finished. It is by far not finished. Settings. Go in there and click on everything, right? So I'm gonna go as well here. Microsoft Windows, no. Linux, Oracle 64 bits. Okay, this would be a good one as well. ArcoLinux is here, so why not that? ArcoLinux 64 bits. Advanced. Okay, discuss this encryption system. Motherboards. So I have my 8 megabytes, 16 in total. I want to have UEFI or not. I'm not gonna go for UEFI, I'm gonna keep BIOS. This has 8 CPUs, so why not give 50-50, right? 4 to the host, 4 to the machine. And enable PAA things. You can wait a little bit, then you see what it is. Physical address extension. Basically, INC showing the motherboard, right? Simply put. Never change this, but this is the most important one. This has to be or VBox VGA or VBox SVGA. Don't enable this because VM SVGA, oh my god, right? He changed it. VBox SVGA. That's what you need to have. It's strange that it still says 3D there, so I'm gonna check. So, So this needs to go off, so I don't get, the machine won't change it to what was it again, VM thing there. That's not the resolution we want. We want VM SVGA. We want a complete 1920 and 1080, and that's this thing that rules it, the graphics controller. I think that was the last thing, but let me look anyway. So we do this and all that, remote display, recording, storage. Don't go here, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. This you can do. That's explained also in other videos, but sharing folders between your host and the guest, right? No. Cool for me. And then I need to have an ISO, right? I need to put in an ISO at some point in time. Okay, where can I do that? And where is my ISO? Well, first let's download it, right? So it really is a video from A till Z. Well, download probably, that's what you will probably type, right? ArcoLinux download. Yes, I agree. ArcoLinux download. Go ahead, guys. It's all the same, you build it up again. ArcoLinuxD. Let's go for a torrent. Let's see how the speed is. Okay. Double click. Okay. Okay. All okay. Let's see how fast it goes. So seeding, sometimes people ask, what is seeding? You always ask people to seed. That means this: if you just keep on let your laptop on and let transmission on, what will happen is that you, well, took transmission, good to know. This is the SSD where I've installed all kinds of software, like all the ones from Calamaris, right? So it took, by default, it seems, transmission. So seeding is downloading from others and uploading from others. It's when this download is finished and I keep transmission on, I will be uploading to other people, so other people can also benefit from a fast download. So the more people seed, the faster the download is for everybody. That's just a simple, simply put. So 5.63, 4.3, 5.3, it's okay, but the more people seed, right? 8 peers, so 8 people are giving me their data. It's coming along, that's important. Now, what we need to do as well is, let's have a look. Let's do a clone and say there's gonna be ArcoLinuxD Ukui. So that's what we're going to make a tutorial for. And then we need to, I'm looking at something here that I'm not getting. Storage empty. Where is my CD? I could have missed it. I was just looking for this line here. .1 All right, how's the download? Oh, we're seeding again, right? So seeding 2, and then you just keep it on, just keep it there, and you'll see from time to time that people are going to get data from you. So if you are low on bandwidth, that's important, of course, then you don't seed, right? But if you say, oh, I have 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes, it's just unlimited my bandwidth, then you can of course help ArcoLinux that way as well by seeding. All right, so I leave it seeding. That's good for everybody, right? And the optical drive has to be somewhere. So choose a file. Let's have a look where it is. Normally I would expect downloads, and I open this particular latest ArcoLinuxD. So you look for the latest version online somewhere. Now I have all my settings always preset. All these capture things, I don't see them. And that's because I run scripts coming from ArcoLinux Nemesis. So it's a good thing that I see again what frustrations and bugs, sorry, well, bugs is not a bug, but frustrations people see that I don't see anymore. All these pop-ups are gone for me. But it's a one-time go, right? So let's do a Control-R, because you see how big it's gonna be. My screen, this is super ugly. And why is that? Because you need to Control-R. Do you really want to reset the following machine? Don't see this anymore. I just reset. Now I'm full screen. So when you're booting up, right, if I wait too long to go to right Control F, full screen, or gonna be here, right, full screen mode. If I wait too long, it's gonna be a very short, very small little window. Oh, what's all that? Process core dump. That's new. Whatever, Control R. Go ahead with a Control F in time. And let's boot up. That's better. So you see things do happen. I always say VirtualBox is just what it is, a simulation. It's never the real thing. Whatever you put in there, Mac, Windows, Linux, whatever you put in there, it's not the real thing, right? It's simulated, it's dependent on the versions, dependent on the kernel, sometimes dependent on the Linux headers kernel. I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong. Basically, I'm telling you to burn the ISO on USB and put it on real metal, so that the machine, any operating system, can use all the memory, all the cores, and all the hardware underneath. All right, small intro. If you wanna, 3 big buttons, right? If you want to get the fastest ArcoLinux mirror around, this is the button to take. If you want to clean everything up because you have installed Ubuntu or whatever application, right, or operating system, right, delete it with gpartner might be a good idea. Never done that for over 50 installations of this particular version of ArcoLinux, because Calamares did its thing and deleted it anyway, right? But it's always a good thing to start from scratch. Being on Windows, being on Mac, doesn't matter. Get rid of everything, so the machine thinks it's going to get an SSD coming from the shop. This is for future reference. That's the one we're using. Next, install kernels if you want, different kernels if you want, right? But the only thing I would like to say about kernels is we have 8 kernels at least per month in ArcoLinux, and if a kernel suddenly is not supporting a particular part of hardware, then it's a good tip to go to Linux LTS. And this morning somebody thanked me because that tip helped him, right? So the long-term support might have support for your bit of hardware that's not working, being wireless, being network, being webcam, being sound, whatever, right? So you can give it a try. And then, do you want some support? Do you want some, well, services? And lots of services to think about. Do you want to install them or not? But this one, you need to decide one of them. You need to decide a display manager or a login manager who says, who are you? What's your password, right? So one of them, we always take LightTM as default. And then we want to install Desktop Gui. Ukui is a bit special. It's a bit awkward. And if you like Ukui, maybe you'd better go to Ubuntu Kylin, right? Because it's coming from Ubuntu. And well, you can have a go and have a look there if that's the workflow, if that's the desktop you want to have. But we have a taste. We can have a taste on ArcoLinux. What does it feel like? Ukui. Then next, applications you either install or not. Just remember that, for instance, this one and this one is going to, well, conflict. So it's probably going to install code, and here is going to say you have it already, right? This is the same thing. It's like LibreOffice and LibreStill. It's either this one or that one. So there are some things you should know, that some Lego blocks do not like to play with each other, right? It's either this or that. And it's actually explained. Here it is. Maybe it's a good thing that I remembered this little button, right? This one conflicts with this one, that conflicts with that one, that conflicts with this one, that conflicts with this one. We know this. And now you do too. So whatever you select is going to be installed, well, downloaded. That's the first thing. And then installed, right? So this takes, well, I think about 30 minutes. If I selected just everything in the ArcoLinux ISO, not the D, this is the D ISO, right? And the ArcoLinux, the flagship, I just installed something and I just did a check. Are all the applications installed, right? When you select everything, it takes a while. And the only thing I tell you is, hey, be patient, because at the end, around 70–80% in Calamares, then he's going to download everything, then he's going to install everything, and then it's the time to be patient. All right, no swap, no. 4 options. New option since this version of Calamares. Swap to file. It's one big happy partition. Talking about partitions, I get, well, we get a lot of questions about partitioning and this, and I have 8 operating systems on one SSD and it's not working, and the frustrations, and all these frustrations are not necessary, are not required, right? Just use one operating system on one SSD, one hard disk, one NVMe, and you'll be just fine. Don't make it so difficult for yourself. I remember, maybe it's a good thing as well, as a tip, I remember, I haven't seen him lately on Facebook, but there was a person that says, I'm going to use Manjaro for 1 year. 1 year. Then I'll know what Manjaro stands for and how it works and if it's stable and if and after 1 year I'll be sure about the operating system. And actually that's not a bad idea. To stick to something and not just distro hop, but just to see through and decide after a year, and then maybe go for Ubuntu, maybe go for Linux Mint, Solus, and distro hop with a longer term, right? Well, I thought it was a good idea for him. I'm not distro hopping. So let's go here. We are doing option 1, right? Install the desktop using ArcoLinuxD and Calamares. Cool. Click, 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 install. The other option is going to ArcoLinuxD. Do not click anything inside Calamares, and then say what you want to have. sudo -s mod a, right? Or ArcoLinuxB or the tweak tool. Let's go into detail about option 2. It's not that difficult. I think people are still a little bit scared about scripting sometimes, right? When you're really new to Linux, then you say scripting. It sounds tough, and it's not tough at all. It's just a file, and in the file you're typing similar things, like in this case, let's go for the function. What is the function? It's a little bit complicated this, I must admit that, but it's just saying sudo pacman -s, and you know what it is. That is installing something, sudo pacman -s. And what you want to install, I would like LightYam, I would like to have a LightYam JTK Reader, the wallpapers, XFCE, Qt5, Tuner. So it's going through a list of installations. And if you want to install more or less, well, less is delete and more is added to it. Add it between the clammers here, or how do you call that? Well, don't know the name, list. Add it in between here, right? And it's installed. So it's a script can be at first look maybe daunting, and certainly this setup, because we created functions and all that. But basically, if you see through it, it's just a sudo pacman -s for Firefox, a sudo pacman -s for Sublime Text, and so on. You can type these things, or you can type it once in a script and run the script. I'll always do that, right? One time big effort to make all this, then maintain it, update it. But basically it says go and install variety for the function accessories, right? Accessories, okay. Function development, okay. And it's going to install Atom, Melt, Sublime Text, but it could install code as well, and Visual Studio Code, and what more? Development and brackets and Fluid and GitHead and GitG and GitKraken and IntelliJ and KDevelop and Melt and Notepad QQ and PyCharm and Visual Studio Code, right? It's all about Lego blocks. Know the Lego blocks, know how to type them, and it's super simple. You just do Ctrl-T, sudo pacman -s mel. What was it again? Ah yeah, melt. That's what I'm looking for, right? It's there. You can find it like this. Maybe you need a more graphical kind of look. Software. Welcome to software. Let's go shopping. And you go shopping that way. And of course there's also the software update. Browse. Again, a way to learn your Lego blocks, right? So a lot of things in here. Maybe you're interested in games. You go and have a look at the games. Same here at the games, and you go through them. I have installed a lot of things, you see. Remove. There's more. There is this one, and Isolrot, and Atomics, and Barrage, Battle for Westnot. Oh, there is still so much more to install, right? All the blue things are not installed. But you need, of course, to make some decisions. We can have a look what Speed Dreams is. Oh, looks nice. Okay, install button. Boom, it's installed. Another package on my machine, and I had already a lot, right? Aha, hold on. Cool, done. So we take a look at what we should do. We did option 1. You end up in a black screen. Okay. Fine, not fine. It's the way it is. Am I now booting? No, I'm booting in the live ISO. Since I'm in VirtualBox, I have to go to line 3. That's better. So, the black box, TTY, right? Oops, I think I did a typo there. Come on, let me type in my password again. Application is ready to be used. Launch Speed Dreams. I'll just do a Ctrl R and reboot again. I don't have the patience to wait. Okay, there we go. And then we have the option to do a mirror, but let's have a look at my mirror now. Oh yeah, Betsalem, what's this, in Czechoslovakia, and Osbek is third. I think Osbek is gonna be better, so I'm gonna delete with a hashtag, it's not used. I want to try OSPEC. Voila, saved with Control X on the Y. It is saved, right? Control X, save, yes. And then they say update. Let's see if OSPEC is a good server today, this point in time. 34, 30, 40, yeah. I'm happy. That's the speed I'm paying for, should be around 45 max. It's already downloaded, so now we're installing. So the mirror, I did not type mirror, I made it manual. I've never done that in a video, so voila, there it is. You can decide what server to take. If you know a server in your list that you want to have, hashtag out the others or delete the others, and off you go. So I typed update, which is basically an alias. So if you go to phase 5, what is phase 5? We have learning phases. Phase 5, right, is going to ArcoLinux, the Archway installation. Old computer, new computer, phase 2, phase 3, choose a desktop, 20 desktops, all explained. And some of these videos or these articles are really going into detail in the sense that it's from A till Z, like start with a download from ArcoLinux and end up with a system, right? That's what we call all-in-one. That's an explanation that really starts at the beginning and ends you with often the ArcoLinux Spices application, right? Because when you're on ArcoLinux, you start to think, I'm missing this, I'm missing that, and where's this, and where's that, and where's my alias? I don't have update. Of course you don't have update. And that's my point, what I wanted to say, right? Well, still busy. That alias is an update. And you should know sudo pacman -syyU. That's the code, that's the actual code. But remembering update, it's just nicer, right? It's easier. Alias update is an alias. So it's changed into this particular command, sudo pacman -syyU, and up all is another one like that, and it's going to update everything, also AOR packages, up all. So update all, up all is yay -syu, which is passed on to pacman, by the way, but everything that's coming from the AUR, right? So yay icons, for example, icons, everything that's, yeah, we can't scroll up. So extra community ArcoLinux repo, but way up are all the AOR stuff. Maybe you can pipe it through more. Voila. So in the beginning here, the colors are gone, doesn't matter. You see AUR at the beginning. AUR, all packages for icons AUR. All right, just saying. Okay, so we're up to date. We do want to get out of this little thing in the sense that TTY is all black and we would like to have some color in our life. So we are enabling LightDM or SDM or GDM or LXDM. There were 4 choices inside Calamares, and it's up to you to decide what you click, what you install, and then of course later on what you activate. So the line says, all right, created some link, cool. And then it's a matter of scaling. Do you scale or not? They say for a tiny window manager, we advise it. This is not one. So I'm gonna take my chances and I say, well, let's not do a scale. I can always do a scale later and a reboot again. But let's see what happens if we don't do a scale. Now ArcoLinuxD is minimal, is still not a fully functional system, and it's never gonna be, because ArcoLinuxB is the fully functional system the way we see it, right? This is a minimal setup that you still need to do a lot of things. Ctrl-Alt-F does not show up Firefox, right? Super F5, melt is not there. Super Shift Enter, tuner is not running, etc, etc, etc. So a lot of things are to be explored. I always say it's like Sherlock Holmes. You have to figure out things, right? Are things working? Let's see if this is working, because often he does not want to do that, and it's yeah, it's an Ukui thing. That's what I say. If you like this look, this work, why not go and have a look at Ubuntu Kylin? Maybe you're into it. But yeah, we provide Ukui as is. We're not gonna write code and change code or whatever, right? That's not our goal. So anyway, maybe it still pops up because sometimes it takes a while, and there it is, and say, oh, why is it now, right? But let me explain also option 2. Control F3. I'm going back to a TTY. So assuming that you went through the motions of ArcoLinuxD, did not install anything without selecting the display manager or the desktop, then you git clone a particular place on the internet, and we went through these places. I don't think I've said that number 500 and 600 is actually the ArcoLinux soul, the feel, the look and the feel. That's important to know. But basically, all you do with this command is copy paste. So you could translate this as copy paste. Git clone, get scripts from somewhere. From where? We're putting everything on GitHub. This is the ArcoLinuxD ISO. And we want to have Arco Mate. We want to have Arco Didorian. We want to have Arco, there you go, Ukui. Simple as that. It's in here. You go inside, you do ls, voila. That's it. Everything that's online is now local, and you run it. And running couldn't be easier. It's just a point and a slash, and then we install sound 120, right? Oh, make sure your numlock is on. Voila. And if it's green, then it's already installed. And if it's brown, it's not installed. And if you see the text, it is being installed. So green says, okay, it's there, and it just skips it. It won't install twice. That's the fun in the scripts. You can run again. Doesn't matter. It's just gonna skip everything that's already there. Voila. And so on, right? ls, remember ls, give me a list. I can install some fonts and so on. Now the skel command, let's do the skel command and sudo reboot. So the skel command is going to get things that are in etc skel. It's a folder. And it's going to copy paste everything to my home directory, in this case home Eric. Yeah, I just did a Control R to reset quickly. And let's open up. There we go. We have already some changes. This was not there, right? But we have a tool to welcome you, right? Auto start, quit. It won't auto start again. And it's all filled with these keyboard shortcuts, and they will just work out of the box, and that's great. So let's see if this still works. No, there it is. So it is a strange thing, this Ukui thing, but it is what it is. It's an experience that we can have on ArcoLinux, and it's sometimes strange in the sense that there are more things installed, right? There is Sardi installed, Surfing installed, and where are they? Well, they're not there. You can't select them. We do have the cursor here, so we can select that particular cursor. Hopefully it's gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna work, because immediately it's not gonna change, right? You don't see any change here. So maybe after reboot. But you have to live with the quirks of the system. Simple as that. All right, enjoy Ukui, guys, and have fun. Cheers.